mistakes people do during boxing training. First mistake is dropping their hands, okay? If I'm trying to, if I'm training, okay, and I keep my hands low all the time, I'm open for strikes, okay? I'm open for my opponent to just land their strikes all the time, okay? My defense won't be as quick. Just keep your hands up, here, nice and tight, okay? Another thing is, when your hands are dropped low and your opponent goes to throw something and you go to defend, you tend to overcommit slightly. You go from here to go up, and then you open your body now, okay? So if you drop your hands and then you're trying to defend your head, you tend to overreact by opening your body, okay? So if you keep everything nice and tight here, okay, you're protected. You don't have to worry about where's the shot coming. If you drop. Tip number 2 is flaring your elbows. When you throw your strikes, okay, don't flare your elbows out. 2 things. First thing, when you flare your elbows out, you're telling your opponent you're going to throw a shot. So if I was to throw my jab, I flare my elbow out, okay, now he knows, oh, he's throwing a jab, boom, so he can defend it, okay. That's your first tip from flaring your elbow out. Second tip from flaring that same elbow out is, as soon as you flare it up, okay, you throw that shot, but he tells your opponent you've thrown it, and also, he opens that body up, okay. So if I flare my elbow out, boom, my opponent's going to come and take that body shot, okay. He's going to take it body shot, and sometimes the body shot is the worst shot to take, okay. The amount of times I've fought and I've been hit to the face, okay, and I've got a little wobbly here, and I come back to it. I've been hit to the body, okay, and it's horrendous. Unfortunately, luckily for me, I've never really been stopped with a body shot apart from once, okay. But most times, it's in training. I've left my body open, my partner's hit me to the body, and I've just gone down, okay? So body shots are worse than a headshot, because from a headshot, you get to recover quickly. From body shot, okay, there's no recovery. You take it, and then all of a sudden you have to start thinking about protecting your body, okay? Headshot here, you protect your headshot here, and then, you know what? I'm ready to go again. So don't flare your elbows out. It tells you you're gonna throw a strike and leaves you opened, okay? Tip number 3. Chin. Where is your chin, okay, when you're fighting, okay, when you're training? If you're, say, doing your drills and everything, or sparring in that ring, or fighting, okay, and you're like this, your chin's up, okay, hands are up, and your chin's up as well, but you got so much space where anything can come around, okay. My hands are here, my chin's up as well, okay. Shots can come down centre, come around the side, come from bottom up, my chin's open, okay, so it's easy for me to get hit. So what we want to make sure is, when we train, fight, spar, whatever we want to do, practice keeping your chin down here, okay? Chin down, eyes on your opponent's chest, opponent's shoulders, okay? Because you can see anything moving. If I'm looking at my opponent's chest, okay, I can see his shoulders rotating, I can see his hips rotating. So if I'm competing in kickboxing and I see my opponent's hips rotate, I know he's going to throw a kick. I see my opponent's shoulders rotate, I know he's going to throw a punch. So it's easier, okay, for me to dictate what strikes my opponent's throwing. Wherever I keep my chin up and I'm just looking at my opponent's head, okay, I can't see his legs, I can't see his shoulders, yeah, and I'm easy to get hit. So make sure your chin stays down, okay, nice and tight. Whatever you do, okay, just get out that habit, eyes forward. Okay, always looking at your opponent's shoulders and chin down. Best thing to do is use the mirror, okay? Stand in front of the mirror and just look at yourself, look at your chest, okay? Can you see every time you rotate them shoulders? Perfect, nice. Tip number 4, holding your breath. Don't ever hold your breath while you're throwing your strikes or just moving in general, because if I'm there, take a deep breath and I hold my breath, as soon as I finish my strikes, I've got no oxygen, fresh oxygen going to my body, to my muscles. So as soon as I take that deep breath in, okay, I have to step back to take my deep breath in. But as soon as I do that, I let my opponent go. Okay, I let him off. I let him I give him an opening to get out. Okay, where if I go in, I go. I can continue. Where if I take that one deep breath and I get in, and I take that step back to get my breath back. You could step forwards and you can attack me now, okay? Now I'll put myself in bad position. So make sure you don't hold your breath. You inhale, So you exhale with every strike and inhale with every recoil. Make sure you're nice and relaxed. Okay, always breathing. Shh, shh, shh. Okay? That's your tip number 4. Do not hold your breath. Especially if you get hit as well. It's hard to recover from it. So always make sure fresh oxygen is going into your bloodstream. And tip number 5 is big movements. Don't do big movements. It only takes an inch for you to get out your opponent's shot. If my opponent's throwing a jab to my head, okay, I can make a slight little layback because he's aiming here, okay, and if I go layback, that's all I need to be able to get away with my opponent's move, okay. Throws a jab and I slip, that's all I need, a little movement, boom, because it puts me in a position where I could land my counters, okay. And this applies to the previous one, hold your breath, okay. If you're not used to on breathing and you're starting to move too much here, you tire yourself out. Where if you do small movements, okay, boom, you're always staying fresh. So small movements allow you for quick counters. Okay, boom, 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 boom. And it also allows you to stay fresh for longer, okay. Don't need to consume too much energy. Where big movements, if you start doing all this all the time, it's hard to do it. You see pros do it all the time, but they know how to control their breathing, okay? So tip number 1, hands nice and tight. Tip number 2, don't flare your elbows when you throw your punches. Tip number 3 is don't keep your chin up, keep it down, tucked in. Look at your opponent's chest and shoulders. Tip number 4 was don't hold your breath, okay? Every strike you throw, breathe. Shh, shh, shh. Doesn't matter how silly you sound, just shh, shh, shh. Tip number 5, try to stay small movements, okay? Boom. Don't waste too much energy on big movements, okay? As always, I hope this video helped you. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. My name's Robert Zabitis. Take care, stay safe, and I'm out. Boom.